Hi world, welcome to this video. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com. Please check out my website. And today I'm describing for you the personality of an Aries ascendant, a Gemini moon, and a Capricorn sun. So let's get straight to understanding the ascendant sign, which is also the rising sign, the moon and the sun in detail before we proceed with your particular combination. So the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth is your ascendant degree, and the sign on which it falls is your rising sign, and you have that in Aries. So what does that mean? The rising sign is how the world perceives you. When you walk into a room and you walk with your Aries purposeful stride, with your edgy, penetrating look, people know you are a leader and they can sense it. And that is a hallmark of an Aries ascendant, because this is the first sign of the zodiac. You are a leader, a pioneer of sorts. Okay, according to Jungian scholar Frida Fordham, we wear masks in society, which is according to which people perceive us, and it is the person, the sum total of all our personality traits and characteristics. So this is your ascendant. This Jungian mask is your ascendant, and it's also your appearance, your ascendant. Okay, having your ascendant in Aries, you're of ruddy complexion. You have prominent eyes, a narrow chin, high cheekbones. You probably have a sharp nose. So your head is very much in focus, because Aries rules the head. The traditional ruler of Aries is Mars, and the sole ruler of Aries is Mercury, according to esoteric astrology. And Mercury in the higher soul level has to do with the plane of the mind, or manas. So the Aries individual has to ultimately understand this higher plane, right? Now, you're definitely of ruddy complexion. You like your highlighters, you like your red lipsticks, maybe even red highlights in the hair. I have noticed that Aries ascendants, they don't like to keep their hair long, and there is a certain tomboyishness about them. They have a lot of testosterone, even the females. Okay, then the figures are also more masculine, right? And they can have impaired vision if they have an afflicted Mars, and also sensitiveness to the teeth. They can develop hypertension, migraine, and other such issues, because after all, Virgo is your 6th house, and Virgo can be prone to tension and such mental issues. So stress and anxiety is something you need to work with. Head and nervous system problems can appear. Also digestive issues can appear. Virgo rules the digestive systems, right? If you have check out for your high blood pressure and all your ENT related issues, ear infections and eye infections and all that. Okay, you may wear glasses if you have impaired vision, or you may just like to slap on shades, because, as I said, your face is a very big part of who you are, your identity, right? You definitely know how to make eye contact. You do a lot of stuff with your eyebrows, raising them, interacting with people through micro expressions in that way. And people do tend to see a certain edginess, and if you don't know how to balance this energy, this can come out as impulsiveness, restlessness, impatience, okay, thoughtlessness. You're definitely swift moving, you're not slow. You may even have a very fast metabolism. Now, Aries is known to jump before they think, because of the infant of the zodiac. So after the 30th degree of Pisces, which is the degree of archetypalization, the soul enters Aries with a mini Big Bang, and everything starts afresh. Quoting Ptolemy from Tetrabiblos, the moistness of spring forms a primary beginning in the zodiac, similar to the beginning of all animal life. So here we have newness seeping in. Everything old is discarded. Even people are discarded because you just want more freshness and more newness in your life, in your relationships, in everything that you do. Routine tends to bore you, and so being the infant of the zodiac, much of the lessons and the shadow work that you have to deal with has to do with this growing up process. Now, as we know, growing up is not an easy process. It can be very tumultuous. It can, our childhood can scar us in ways that can inhibit our functioning, our proper functioning as an adult. So these are things we've got to understand. And Aries being cardinal, hot, dry, fiery, it's all about change and flux, and not really being able to ground, starting very many things but not completing them. So keep that in mind. Soak in all the experience, of course. Swim in the agitating fires of Aries, because that's what you're here to do. Okay? Integrate the lessons of Mars and Mercury on the soul level. Think before you leap. That's a very big part of Aries. When the soul is born in this particular sign, having your ascendant degree in Aries, that means you're definitely going for a change in directionality. Okay? You are ready to start something new. So that is something we cannot forget with Aries. Okay? You walk with purpose, you have confidence, but also remember that when we don't move with our soul karma, we tend to question our inherent worthiness. And this is self-worth is definitely something that the Aries individual needs to understand, not from just a selfish point of view. Right, as the eminent astrologer Stephen Forrester said, that the goal of Aries is enlightened selfishness. So when is me, me, me? How can we translate me, me, me into we, we? Because the collective is what constitutes reality. It's Aries is the sign of the individual. It is the sign of us, our, So how do we take that knowledge and that energy that comes with it, and how can we progress in society? So having an Aries ascendant, you're ready to really bring innovative change. Gemini moon, again, a very difficult placement for the moon. Moon is connecting emotions. Gemini doesn't do any of this well, right? Gemini is all about communicating, and again moving from one experience to the other. Think of the twin faces of Gemini, the inherent duality within the sign, right? All air signs are dual. A Gemini very much so. Actually, it is such a complex sign, but it's the first sign that of communication. So in fact, according to esoteric astrology, all the signs have a part of Gemini, because everything in this 3D realm has to do with communication. And moon in Gemini is not easy. Your mother may have been emotionally unavailable. You may have traveled a lot in life, unable to connect. You may be attached to a particular car, because third house is also mode of transport. A lot of travel all your life. You may have a sibling who's very close to you. Could even be Cancer. A lot of times that's seen with moon in Gemini. One older sibling could be Cancerian, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. That's possible. You just want to experience new things without truly connecting and grounding yourself. Again, not great with detailing, not Aries and not Gemini. The Sun, on the other hand, in Capricorn is very powerful. And the Sun in Capricorn is about solid work, because Capricorn is the realm of Saturn. It's earth, so it's soft like air, and it is cardinal, just like Aries, so it's cardinal earth, right? And although it's feminine, it definitely has a very powerful masculine signature, because the esoteric and exoteric ruler of Capricorn is Saturn. So this is about soul mastery. This is about soul alchemy and self-actualization. In Capricorn, the Capricorn is actually the sign of initiation. It is a sign of discipleship. Having your Sun and in the mundane realm, it's a sign of the corporate boss. It's a sign of corporations, legalities, everything around you. All the structures that you see are structures of Saturn, and that is the domain of Capricorn. So self-mastery is what comes at me, is definitely something you need to look at, because Sun sign is how we want people to perceive us. So you want to appear as way more dependable than you really are. With your Capricorn Sun, you're definitely dependable. You are, you don't like things to be too new, too unfamiliar, and your Aries ascendant is probably always taking you to places like that. You can be very cold, because Capricorn and Gemini and Aries, all these three signs are known to be emotionally unavailable. So finding balance in your, in your thoughts, in your actions, in your physical body, mental body, spiritual body, and grounding it is very important for you. But you shouldn't have too much of a problem if you have your Sun in Capricorn. Is of course your Saturn is difficult, or your Mars, which is your ascendant ruler, has difficult aspects. But other than that, go ahead and be the boss of something that you've started, something that has to do with communication. Moon in Gemini, definitely communication. You can even be into banking, hoteliering, any of that. All that is the realm of Saturn. So leave me a comment, subscribe, like, comment, share, and let me know what you think. This is Tina from TinaHills.com. Thank you. See you soon.